Today on Let's Talk Schools, whether it's on the field or on the court or anywhere in between, we'll tell you why Fulton County Schools has the best athletics program in Georgia. Hi, I'm Mike Looney, the Superintendent of Schools here in Fulton County. Thank you so much for joining this week's Let's Talk Schools, where we're going to talk about something a lot of people have a lot of interest in, and that's high school athletics. So I have some VIPs with me, Dr. Kraft, Dr. Troy. If y'all introduce yourself, let's get right into it and talk about sports.
Yeah, I'm Stephen Kraft. I'm the Fulton County Athletic Director.
And I am Makia Troy, Athletic Director at Creekside High School.
Now, how long have you been the Athletic Director there?
I've been the Athletic Director at Creekside for 13 years.
Well, there's been a lot of success at Creekside High School Athletic
Department.
Department.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your leadership. And Dr. Kraft, I know that you've been sending a lot of messages to me talking about all the awards and state championships that students and teams have won. How long have you been the district's Athletic Director?
So I'm starting year 11.
11 years.
11 years, and we've been very fortunate because we've had a lot of success. We've got a lot of talented kids and a lot of talented coaches and communities that support them. So it's been fun.
High school athletics is very important in the lives of our students. Talk about the different types of programs that are available here in Fulton County.
So, we've just started our fall sports, and so we've just actually had our first football games, but we also have flag football, we have volleyball, we have softball, we have cross country, we have cheerleading, we have one-act play, and we have softball going in the fall right now. So wow. The season's broken up between fall, winter, and spring, and so we're in full go now for the fall sports right now.
So we have something just about for any kind of sport. If a student has an inclination or an interest in a sport, whether it's an individual sport or a team sport, we most likely have something that will fit their level of interest.
Absolutely, and we've one sport that's kind of blends, kind of goes across the boundary of the time is esports. So that's kind of more of a fall winter type and then a spring sport, but we really do have something for everybody now. We've got 9 schools that are participating in esports right now.
So there's a lot more to our sports programs than just Friday Night Lights, but Friday Night Lights are important. Sports continues to evolve. What we have, back when I went to school, lacrosse didn't exist, and we didn't have swimming teams, we didn't have esports. Dr. Troy, tell us a little bit about what's on the cutting edge on high school sports. Where are we going with this stuff?
Well, I think one of the biggest things that's happening in Fulton County is flag football.
Flag football?
Yes, it's a fairly new sport in our district. It's gotten a lot of support from the Atlanta Falcons and a push to have more young ladies to give them a chance to participate. And it's just grown tremendously. I know at Creekside we had a lot of support in our last season that we just had to start things off. So we're looking forward to another great year and more people just getting a chance to try something different. They're able to play that sport it's at the end of the fall, beginning of the winter, so they get a chance to maybe do another sport, volleyball, softball, and come out for flag football so they can do both.
And as an athletic director, you're seeing an increase in interest and participation in flag football?
Absolutely. Flag football actually gave us the most interest of support from the student athletes than any other female sport we offer in this past year.
Wow.
So it's pretty incredible.
Wow, usually it's volleyball and softball.
Right.
Right now, flag football. Interesting. Okay, so what else? You got flag football is coming. Dr. Kraft mentioned esports. Is that something that's growing in big numbers?
Yes, definitely. Esports gives students the opportunity to participate in something that, it might not be the same type of physical activity they might be used to outside, but some students have an interest in doing those things behind the computer. So we're able to do that now as a Georgia high school sport, and it's just a great opportunity to have more involvement and increase our participation rates across the board for both male and female student athletes.
So esports, is that a competition-based sport? How does that work? Do they students setting up their computers and with joysticks and competing against? How does that work?
Well, they're not able to set up their own joysticks.
Okay.
So those things are provided, but the students do come in, they participate in a variety of games that are provided by the Georgia High School Association and a company called Play Versus. And students are able to compete with, could be a team from anywhere across the country, but within the GHSA, we're able to play other schools, and you don't have to travel on a bus, so we don't have to get any transportation for that. We're able to play virtually, so.
And flag football and esports are competition sports?
Yes.
So you have to try out And then you have championship matches.
Yes, that all exists. So we try to give all our students an opportunity to play. I would hate to say that someone gets cut, but maybe sometimes we have the opportunity to select people and select those that are getting a chance to play those sports. Yeah.
That's incredible. So I know that there are lots of ways for students to get engaged. Let's talk about the benefits of participating in sport. Why, either one of you, why do we want students, why do we encourage students to participate in sport programs here in the district?
So one thing I'll say, what you learn from participating, I call the hidden curriculum, and a lot of people have done this. This is actually, one of the things that was one of my focus of my dissertation. So, I'm so passionate about this. But, the things that our kids learn are teamwork, ability to work with others, dealing with success, dealing with failure, time management, all of these different things that, a lot of people just take for granted. It kind of gets all brought in together with athletics. And so, with our kids learning that, we always talk about, we want our kids to be successful and productive adults. And, I think athletics provides that. And it gives them that opportunity to build off of their successes, but also to learn from their failures. We learn a lot from our failures, and, failures aren't always negatives. And so, I think it just helps kids grow up, and, the more they participate, the better they do academically. Their attendance is better, behavior is better, just any kind of correlation you're looking for, kids that are involved, they typically do better than the average student. So
I agree, and just to add, I believe that athletics ends up being the last class of the day. It's still a place for students to learn and grow outside of what's going on from the morning throughout the day, and our coaches are teachers, and they're able to still teach these students to the life skills that are necessary to be successful.
It's really about relationship, isn't it? It
Absolutely.
extends the schoolhouse doors to beyond school, out on the fields, and in some cases in computer screens, using playing games. But it really does help us build relationships that are life altering for our students and our community. So thank y'all so much for your leadership. I have a question. So if I'm a community member and I don't have a student, a son or a grandson involved in high school, but I love participating and watching. I'm an active watcher. How does someone go about learning when is a game going to happen? How much does a ticket cost? To give us some more information about how somebody finds out more information.
Sure. All the schedules are on the school's websites, their athletic sites, but also the ADs do a great job of putting it out on social media, and they'll also put out their links there. So, we are now a cashless system. We do not collect cash at the gate, so everything is gone through GoFan. We made this transition a couple of years ago, and so, they can just buy their ticket ahead of time, or if they don't want to buy it ahead of time, they can just go up there, click on the link, do the QR code, and they can pay for their ticket right then and there. But, every school will kind of advertise what they've got going on, when their softball games are, the volleyball matches, the Friday night football games, all of that is out there. So any of our community members that want to come, they are always welcome, and we'd love for them to be there. So
you can buy your ticket or you have to buy your ticket online.
You have to buy it online, or either use the QR code right then and there at the gate. But
Okay.
you're going to get it electronically.
Okay,
essentially.
so I show up to the ticket booth, I scan the QR code, up pops, I want to buy 2 tickets to get into the volleyball game or the football game or something like that.
That's exactly right. And then you purchase them, and then you walk over to the gate, and the gate worker will click admit, and here you go. And you're right in there, and now you get to watch the action at that point.
That's pretty incredible. And is there a one location that a community member could go to and say, I want to see all the games that are being played on Friday night?
So we do have our football schedule posted that way, but that's the only one, because the other ones just kind of fluctuate so much with the weather delays and different things like that, so we really don't. But what they need to look at is the specific school's website, and obviously to follow their athletic websites and their social media, because that will give them all of the updates in real time about where it is, where the game, are there any changes because rain, lightning, things like that.
Right. Or just call the school number.
That's right.
You can
Call
do
the
that.
school and say what games are being played on Friday night or Saturday morning, whatever it might be.
Right.
What What are our expectations of fans? You know, I see on TV from time to time where some fan, you know, acts up a little bit and they get removed from the game. Does that happen at high school athletics? What are our expectations of fans? What are your expectations of fans at Creekside High School?
Well, my expectations for fans to come in and enjoy the game, have a good time, cheer the student athletes on, support them, and leave it at that. The Georgia High School Association provides us with a sportsmanship statement that is read before every activity that kind of explains some of those expectations about supporting the students, supporting the coaches and the officials, even if you don't agree, just supporting them as opposed to trying to do their job. So if the fans will come in and just be supportive, then it makes things go a lot smoother and everybody can enjoy their participation.
So I know when I'm watching my favorite college team and I'm watching it on TV and I'm not sure I agree with the call that a coach made, sometimes I get a little anxious. We want to make sure that our fans conduct themselves appropriately, not just so they don't get removed from the game, but also to make sure that they're understanding that our students are watching what the fans are doing and learning how to conduct themselves in these types of settings.
That's 100% spot on. Is, you know, we want the adults to be adults. We want them to enjoy it, but also remember those are kids out there. You know, those are other adults that are really donating their time to officiate, and you know, we've got to really stress that sportsmanship piece for them. So, you know, we all get fired up, especially to your point when we're watching our college team. I'm very passionate about mine, but we've got to remember those are kids.
Well, mine's better than yours, I'll just say.
You know, listen, maybe historically, but right now mine's on top. So
So we have all these different opportunities for students to participate in. If I'm a parent, or even if I'm a student, and I'm watching this show, or I hear about this show, or word of mouth, how does someone go about, you know, I'm interested in trying out for X, Y, or Z sport. What's entailed in that? Do they have to go to a doctor? I mean, can you describe for us what the process looks like?
Right. So typically, I'll say for Creekside, all of our activities are listed on our website, so the student athletes get a chance to log on and just see what we offer. There are different levels for different sports. You might be able to be a varsity player or a junior varsity player, maybe even a freshman player, but you can see what it is that we offer. And then if you're interested, you're able to reach out to our coaching staff or myself to find out the dates for those events, when the tryouts are, and then from that point, we're able to give them more information, specifically for pre-participation physicals, which is a big part of what we do, where the student athletes do have to be medically cleared to participate in our tryouts, workouts, or our games and activities. And then of course, academic eligibility, which is a part of that too, where our freshmen come in and they're automatically academically eligible, but they'll need that physical piece in order to be allowed to participate.
I want to talk about the academic eligibility just for a second. I've heard you say before in meetings that we hire teachers and coaches second. So our coaches teach classes as well.
yes, sir.
So students have to be academically eligible to participate in a sport here in Fulton County. What is that criteria?
So there's two different components they have to meet. So what Dr. Troy just said, as a freshman, you come in first semester, you are automatically eligible. So you have 4 years from the date you enter high school to compete in athletics. And so the two components that come with that is you have to earn a certain number of credits each semester to be eligible, which is 2.5. So the previous semester, you have to have passed 2.5 credits. But then at the end of your freshman year, you've got to have 5 credits to be eligible to be a sophomore. You've got to have 11 to be, or you go 5, 11, and 17. So 11 for a junior and then 17 for your senior year. And so you have to meet the yearly requirements, but also the 2.5 credits the previous semester. And, all of our coaches are teachers, and they do a fantastic job. And, when you break down what is coaching, coaching is teaching. You practice, that's where you're going through the work, the material, you're going through it. And then, the difference with coaching, I'd say, is, everybody sees your test live because they're out there watching it, because the test is the competition.
Right.
And so, we have a lot of great coaches and great teachers, but, you have to do the day job first. And that day job is the biggest piece. The coaching is the passion. You're not coaching for the money. That's not what you're doing. You're a teacher first, but you want to invest in those kids and you want to pour into those kids. And, you're just doing a great job with that. And we're fortunate. We got a lot of great coaches in Fulton County.
I'm going to put you on the spot. You're the athletic director at Creekside High School. Yes. What does the upcoming season look like, real quickly?
I think it's going to be a great year for us.
Okay.
We have some success from this past season. Our football team advanced to the semifinals, the state semifinal. So we're looking to repeat or advance even further than that. We got some great things on the horizon in our basketball program, so we're excited about that and the growth there. Repeat in softball, soccer, made playoffs for the first time ever, so we're looking forward to some great things.
Awesome. This has been really good information. Thank you so much for joining. I look forward to seeing how this school year develops. And now, let's go around the district in 90 seconds. That's it for our show this week. Let's keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear from you on our social media platforms. Join us next time on Let's Talk Schools. Thanks for watching.